Legal loopholes. Credit repair tactics exposed. Chapter 9. How to establish credit fast and easy. Becoming an authorized user. Piggybacking. When we think of the term piggyback, we tend to recall the image of someone riding on someone else's back. Interestingly, in the world of credit, piggybacking was derived from the same concept. Usually what happens is someone with no credit or bad credit becomes an authorized user or joint applicant of someone with excellent credit. As a result, the person with no credit now has excellent credit as well as a lengthy credit history. I was watching a late night television talk show and observed NBA basketball player Shaquille O'Neal catching a piggyback ride on the back of a reality TV star Hoops. While he is over 7 feet tall and weighs over 300 pounds, he was being carried around on the back of a very petite and small lady. This scenario is what essentially happens when you piggyback on someone else's credit. If someone agrees to put you on one of their accounts as an authorized user or joint applicant, they, in essence, are carrying a large weight of responsibility. The pros of piggybacking. The advantages of piggybacking are that you obtain not only the positive trade line of the individual, but also the entire account history. If that account is 4 years old, now you have an account on your credit report that shows that you have not missed a payment in 48 months and are able to manage credit. In addition, there is no limit to the amount of piggyback rides one can take, thus creating several positive trade lines. Another pro is piggybacking can be a great tool to use for someone who has no credit history and wants to establish credit. It can also be used for someone who has removed all negative items off their credit and no longer has any credit history. Another positive component of this strategy is once you have established or built your credit history, the account holder can simply request you be removed as an authorized signer. Companies will usually allow you to be removed as an authorized signer provided the account is current. Interestingly, some creditors only hold the original card holder responsible for the debt and not the authorized users. The cons of piggybacking. The cons of piggybacking is if the account holder who is responsible for the account doesn't pay the bill, the other party can be held responsible for the debt, which would also then be reflected on their credit report. As I was watching NBA basketball player Shaquille O'Neal being carried on this tiny lady Hoops, they eventually both fell on the ground. Remember, if one of you falls in regards to the joint account, both of your credit scores fall. Piggybacking can be considered a legal loophole. There are some companies that offer an annual income of $100,000 and a sign-up bonus of $10,000 to utilize Piggyback, an individual's excellent credit. Programs like www.720cfoprogram.com have many requirements to qualify for these huge cash payouts, which include a credit score of 720 or better to qualify. Note, I do not recommend giving your credit to complete strangers. There have also been many reports of people renting out positive credit accounts to total strangers and designating them as authorized users for a fee. Although there are many rumors that piggybacking is over, it's just as prevalent now as when you were a child. Credit bureaus and credit scoring companies tend to frown on this practice because they believe you are manipulating the system by using someone else's credit accounts to establish or build your personal credit history. There is currently no law that prohibits this practice. At one point, piggybacking was outlawed, and consumer scores weren't reflected or calculated by being authorized users. However, consumer advocacy groups petitioned to have this legal right reinserted. To deny this privilege would be a clear violation of the Equal Credit Opportunity Act. In addition, the Equal Credit Opportunity Act states that spouses have the right to have their joint accounts reported separately. How can I piggyback? One can piggyback by finding a financially responsible relative or friend and request that they add you to 1, 2, or 3 of their pre-existing accounts as an authorized user. You can explain to them that they can have the additional card with your name on it sent to their address, and they can destroy it to ensure that you will not use it. Therefore, there is a minimum risk on their part. You can also offer that person a cash as an incentive for assisting you to build or establish your credit. If the creditor does not allow this practice, the original account holder can also request to add a joint user or joint applicant to the said account. The process usually takes 30 to 60 days before the positive accounts are reflected on the other person's credit bureau report. In all situations, be sure to call the creditor first and see what their policies are in regard to authorized users or joint applicants, and verify that they do report authorized users to the credit bureaus. The future of credit. There is a new credit report called Core Score. Core Score may help those with thin or no credit histories to obtain credit. This new report takes into account non-traditional things like utility payments, evictions, child support obligations, payday loans, etc. Core Score states the future of credit has arrived and maintains that their reports paint a larger, more complex, or more complete consumer credit picture. To obtain a free copy of your Core Score credit report, call 1-877-532-8778. I'll repeat that. To obtain a free copy of your Core Score credit report, call 1-877-532-8778. And also Experian Boost. If you go to Experian.com, you can sign up for like a Experian Boost, and they'll add like your phone bill. If you're paying timely payments, they'll add that as a trade line. So if you wanted to try that, you can go that route. Note: underage borrowers 21 and under. The new Credit Card Act now requires that if you are under the age of 21, you must prove that you can repay the loan, have a cosigner, or have the signature of a parent or guardian. Appendix D.